Hi, my name is Joselyn Dumas. I'm an actress, TV host, humanitarian, small town girl with very big dreams, and I am about to fulfill all of them. And I'm building beyond borders. So one of the things I'm quite passionate about is the girl child. One, because I'm a woman and I've been a girl before, and I'm still learning new things about myself and about the woman or femininity. So I find that, with my foundation, I'm able to, reach, and I keep telling my team that if I'm able to touch 2 girls in a month or in a year, and I feel like it's impactful, I have done something, because there's a lot to be done. And there's a lot of harvesting to be done, but there's a few farmers. So I think that anytime we are given an opportunity with a platform like I have, one of the positive things I can do is to impact people's lives. And I'm so glad, if not for anything else, that, I'm in the position to be able to do that. It's only in recent times that I've started to be a bit more intentional in the sense that I'm thinking globally. A lot of us get so complacent in the craft, especially in these parts. We become local champions and we're just happy. I want more. And I think that it's rightfully so with everyone else to want. It's good to want more. You thank God for the gift He has bestowed onto you and humbly ask for more. So that's where I find myself in recent times. But, everything that has happened in my career has been sort of like not intentional at all. And not intentional in the sense that, like I said, I didn't set out to be a famous actress. I set out to just show the world. I feel like I'm so full, that it will be a disservice to the race, the human race, if I die with everything that I have inside. So all I can do is give off my best without thinking that, it comes with people recognizing you on the streets and calling out your name. And I was telling one of my friends, true story, that I went to the eye clinic with my mom, and I literally caught someone full on recording me, and there was no shame, and he was literally like, and I'm walking towards him and he's just filming, and some of these things I'm like, oh wow, I forget, because I'm all about the craft, everything else that comes to the craft, you find yourself doing it because we're in the social media age and you have to sell yourself. But to answer the question, it wasn't intentional for me to be like the Joselyn Dumas. I just focused on what I did, and it came with whatever it came with, the platform and the recognition and everything else. But yeah, obviously, there's always room for growth. When you have a talent, if you don't hone it, you become, a bit rusty, And so every opportunity I get to sort of better myself, it could be a workshop anywhere between Accra to the UK to the US, I go for it. It's like once you're passionate about something, it doesn't become a joke anymore once the cameras are rolling. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oof, I can't help it. Africa is the future, and the quicker we recognize that as people here, the better it will be for us. Because if we don't tell our own stories, it will be told for us. And when it's told, it's not going to be an authentically told story, So it's always about brightening the corner where you are. We can't all. Some people will make it when they travel abroad. You know what I'm saying? Because, for instance, structures, that's one of the things that we lack. I can speak for my industry, right? Distribution channels, etc. So what I think that we all need to do, including myself, is how we need to see how the West is doing it and see if we can sort of replicate it here within our geographic, area in a sense, because we're Africans. So maybe what is going to work in Canada might not necessarily work here, but the blueprint is there. So how do we take that, and how do we now see how we can get distribution channels for some of our movies that we shoot? How do we tell our stories? How do we shoot it on good cameras? How do we the picture quality, the storylines? How do we even raise money? For instance, for movies, how do we? So the thing is, we can still build whatever we can here, but how about we go garner the knowledge and come back? Because the sky, there's so much room for everybody. So we can't all decide that we're going to go jackpot and then stay there and not come back, because then who does the job here? But like you said, there's so much more to Africans, there's so much more to us than it meets the eye. But we just need to wake up and see all the blessings around us. I think a lot of times, including myself, we focus on the things we don't have, but sometimes with a heart of gratitude, if we're able to say, oh my God, it could have been this bad, it could have been this way, but look at me here now. Now, again, like I said in the beginning, I take the gift God has given unto me and humbly ask for more. So the gift is, I'm talented in acting, but how, I can't act and keep the product on my shelf in my house. How do I get it out there? So the knowledge of distribution, how do I study it? Or if it's a gap that needs to be filled. So how do we fill it? Because if we don't do that as us, then other people will come and fill it for us. The world in itself has become a global village, right? So we have access to internet, we have access to so many things. Let's not give up on the continent, because it's up to you and I to make the difference, in any sector we find us. It could be politics, entertainment, business. How do we make life a little bit more better? And in making it better for us, we're making it better for everybody else. Because if I'm doing it, I want to make sure that my movies are not left on my shelf and I learn something. It's also going to open an avenue for the next movie producer to say, oh, okay, you know what? This is something that can happen. It can work. Joselyn is doing it, or XYZ is doing it. Let me also try and do it. Thankfully, we have the Amazon Primes and we have the Netflix now looking into Africa. They're looking for the stories are getting finished, but the amazing thing is the stories in Africa will never get finished. When I was a child, it was so incredible how my grandmother used to gather all of us around, especially when the lights go off, and tell us all these beautiful African stories, and it never ends. We had this Kwekwanansi stories, and I looked forward to what is this guy going to do next? You know what I'm saying? So how do we develop Kwekwanansi into a nice, superhero? Because we're tired of the Spider-Man and the Supermans and all these other, heroes, all these Avengers. We have our own Avengers here as well. We have interesting African stories that have been untapped. Can you imagine if we decide to tell this story by ourselves? The rest of the world is not even ready, to be honest. You know what I mean? So I think that it's time we all look within. Whatever we're looking for is right here. And that's the thing. It's so amazing. Sometimes you're looking for, even in a relationship, somebody you say, well, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. But that thing you're looking for is right there. It could be your friend that you friend zoned, but that's probably the guy that would give you all the boxes that you're ticking. You understand? So look within. That's the thing. We're always trying to look, and the grass is always green on the other side, but the grass is green where you water it. So if we're able to water what we have here with our craft, with our talent, and there are incredible talented people on the continent. I cannot even say it enough. I think that Africa has everything. And when I say everything in terms of even youth, we have it. You know what I mean? So I think that we should stop looking outside and just try and see how we can all come together and develop what we have here. And I hope our leaders are also listening, because a lot of times we have all these leaders who are thinking of the now. Nobody's thinking of reforms that is going to help in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. Because, a lot of the leaders, let's be honest, are quite old. So they are not really thinking about the 10, 15 years plan. So what do we do as a people? I don't have the answers. I wish I did. But this is something that I'm challenging everybody out there to what do we do as a people? How do we make things better? How do we make things better in the next 10, 15, 20 years? Because we're still going to be here by God's grace. So what do we do to make it better so that we can also export what we have to the rest of the world? Because they're ready to consume, but we're not just manufacturing. So let's get to work.